Hey man, I'm starving. How much longer do you think you're gonna be?
I'm almost there.
You know what I haven't had in a long time? Is a great cheeseburger.
Yeah, me too, man. Everything around here is kind of mediocre, though.
Why don't we make our own burgers? I'm gonna take a look online and see if I can find a recipe we can try. Okay, I found something that looks pretty interesting. It's a little different than what I was expecting, and it might require a little adventure. The site looks a bit questionable, but what's the worst that can happen? They're called the Adventure Burgers.
I love adventure.
It looks like a fairly standard burger recipe, but this is where it gets interesting. First, we need to drive to an epic location where no one else is around. Then we have to cook the patties over hot coals, but the meat can't touch the flames until the sun is about to set.
Coals? As in charcoal?
Oh yeah, we're gonna need a charcoal grill for this.
Or we're gonna get one of those before sunset.
Good thing I brought my Overland grill. All right, I think I got everything we needed. Let's get going.
Huh. I don't understand. A week ago, this was a forest.
I guess it's true what they say about development happening overnight in Vancouver. The recipe clearly states that the view must be epic and absent of any other people.
Yeah, this is crazy. I thought this would be perfect, too. I have another spot we can try, but we need to hustle. It's a little ways away.
The grill!
Haha, sucker!
That's Andy.
Let's get him! Hang on, man, I gotta take a leak real bad.
How many cans of sparkling water did you drink? Always with the sparkling water.
No keys. What the? I just had the keys. They were right here.
You lost your keys?
The Jeep won't start out. My keys were right here on the seat.
How'd you lose your keys? You just had them.
I know.
Really?
I just wanted to make some epic burgers. Now we're stranded out here in the middle of nowhere. Andy's got my grill, and I'm starving.
Why couldn't we just go to McDonald's like normal people?
I wanted some epic burgers.
You always do this. Why do you have to complicate everything so much? Did you hear that? Bear!
Shaun, what do I do? What do I do? I can't believe we got attacked by a bear.
And our beef is gone.
And our grill got stolen.
Dude, I'm starving. I got a couple of bags of chips in the back. Why don't we just go to our spot?
As long as there's no more bears. Is that Andy's Jeep?
Yes.
Let's get our grill back.
I could hear you guys. I'm really sorry about stealing your grill. I don't know what I was thinking.
Doesn't matter. We lost all our beef fighting a bear anyways.
Well, it kind of matters. It was my grill.
How about I make it up to you? I brought enough beef to make way more burgers than I can eat. Grilling is way more fun with other people anyways, and this view is stunning. You need to come check it out.
Wow. I can't believe we made it.
Yeah, man. This was an adventure for the books. Man, I slept so good last night after those burgers.
So what was your original plan with this barbecue?
We were headed up here to try this epic new recipe called the Adventure Burger.
Is that the one that instructs you to grill your burgers over a charcoal grill while the sun is setting with an epic view and nobody around?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's my recipe.
It was a sunny afternoon, so hot, and they were getting so hungry. They were thinking about some food. Yum yum. Some burgers would be money, so they were looking for a place to grill. But where they used to wheel was a development, and Andy stole the grill. Oh no! Just for the hell of it, now give me my grill. I need my grill. I need my grill. I need my grill. I said, give me my grill. I need my grill. I need my grill. I need my grill. Now give me my grill.
I've never considered myself to be adventurous. Honestly, I still don't. I'm just not the type of person who has this drive to get out into the desert or the mountains in order to find their limits or to suffer in order to figure out who they are. And truthfully, I struggle to understand the people who do. So I guess I have no idea how I got here. I would describe myself as pretty tame. I like delicious food and getting my nails done and sleeping in. I definitely don't like losing sleep. I think my upbringing was pretty normal. I was a kid who loved playing tennis. I loved playing dress up as a little girl, but we weren't really a family who went camping. Our version of camping was to take our RV to the lake for a relaxing weekend, and I'm pretty sure I never slept on the ground as a kid. Somehow I ended up marrying someone who loves camping. He's the type of guy who gets up at 2 a.m. to do an 18-hour push to the top of a mountain. And I really didn't understand what I had gotten myself into. What ended up happening was he and all his friends were constantly dreaming up new adventures. So climbing, mountain biking, skiing, off-roading, anything outside. And I felt left out, so I tried to join in, and I did my best to try to keep up, but I really couldn't, and in a lot of ways I didn't really actually want to because it wasn't really fun for me. I will say Josh was persistent. We tried several different camping setups, including several different tents, and I never was a fan of the tents. So then he tried to build out the car we had at the time, which was a Kia Sportage, so that we could sleep inside it. And it was definitely better, but I do enjoy being able to sit up and also not having to slither out of a car door in the morning to use the restroom. The first time I really enjoyed camping was when we got our roof tent. This was a major turning point for us. I didn't have to worry about getting eaten by lions and tigers and bears anymore. And honestly, it was just so much more comfortable, and bonus, I could sit up. Right around the time we got the roof tent was when we discovered canyoneering. And for the first time, I really started to get it. The canyons were wild and beautiful and terrifying, but the more we went through them, the more I was learning to let go of control and roll with the punches. It was something I really hadn't ever experienced before. But it's not easy to get to such amazing places, and the Kia just wasn't cutting it anymore. I'm really not sure how we never got seriously stuck. So we got a new rig. Having a more capable rig has enabled us to see places we never would have been able to see otherwise. And it's opened my eyes to the beauty that isn't found on the beaten path. I've really started to enjoy camping for the sake of being part of nature. Overlanding has taught me that exploring and adventure are for me too. I just need to pursue them on my own terms. I'm never going to be a super hardcore person, and I'm okay with that now. For me, going through a canyon or on a hike with my dogs is really perfect. I love inviting people to come canyoneering or off-roading with us, but I also realize that it's not everyone's cup of tea, so I try not to pressure them or make them feel inferior. I just know that if I can find something that allows me to enjoy the great outdoors, then anyone can. I definitely still don't consider myself to be an adventurous person, but I think that we all need some form of adventure in our lives. We just need to find our happy places. So yeah, I think I'm pretty glad Josh got that roof tent.
Sitting on my coffee table is an early edition of National Geographic, which I often flip through to be transported back to the earliest photographed explorers of our national parks. Just inside the front cover is this black and white photograph of men riding horseback through Yellowstone National Park in 1871. Flip a few pages and you'll see this vintage 4x4 vehicle stuck in the desert sands of Canyonlands National Park. With each turn, you'll realize that our desire to experience the unknown is a big part of our human story. seem to have a tree. Our tool of choice. Let's do it. Whoa, buddy! You did it!
Today, we are following what's called the Pacific Crest Overland Route, which goes from Canada to Mexico on mostly dirt roads. So we are doing a large section of that today through northern Oregon.
Along our journey, we had the chance to meet fellow explorers and get to know more about why they venture.
I grew up in Nevada. He was a city boy too. But I spent like the first 8 years of my life in Las Vegas, and my parents decided this isn't a good place to raise kids. Let's move to the middle of nowhere. And that was like the turning point in my childhood, where without that and without like moving to Washington and having a respect for nature, I probably would be some crazy hooligan doing who knows what now, you know? So I think that it definitely plays a big role in not only like the overall respect for nature, but just who I am as a person and being adventurous, and now these guys get to do it with us, and that's the best part.
Many moons ago, you were knocking at my door. You said you saw me in a dream.
Your bunny watching the waterfall too.
Listen like a child to the stories you would tell. I said I'll be by your side through your heavens and your hells. And though time may have covered me in rust, blanketed in cobwebs and buried in the dust, I'm still here for you. Still here for you. I'm still here.
How you doing? Good morning, Junjun. How does your eye feel?
Good. Not good.
It's looking so much better. It does, it looks a lot better.
You guys need to experience more and see like what a real appreciation for nature and the environment is, to really be able to respect it. And I feel like the younger you start that and start the appreciation for nature and animals and trees and just everything in between.
Is it the Italians that they'll be born in one place, live in one place, and die in one place, and never really search to see something exciting other than just living, you know? Well, I think that families need to participate in a number of different varieties of things, especially for the children's benefit. I mean, they will never get the education unless their parents don't show the incentive to say that, hey, we've got a world here. What are we going to do with it? The mentality of the grown-up will reflect very heavily on the child, like father, like son.
I can give you many more
Now we are ready to go, but before we leave, we're gonna go around camp and pick up all the trash we can find. This is a nice wild camp spot. We want to leave it better than we found it. Cool? Cool. Cool.
It's a beautiful world.
Although our stories look different from each other, I believe that at the core, we're actually very similar. We have a desire to experience the new and exciting. We explore to find purpose. And we adventure to empower ourselves.
I think Mother Nature's singing me to sleep again. Oh, I think Mother Nature's singing me to sleep again. And if you listen close, you can hear her in the wind.
I have always kind of been like a nomad professional couch surfer. I joined the Navy for 4 years and I wanted to get traveling with them. It wasn't what I expected, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna do it on my own. Bought a van, converted it with my dad, and set out. It's super cheap to live in a van. I don't have the same expenses. I get to save my money that I would pay it for rent on gas and seeing like prettiest places. Waking up different places every day, just being free.
So we're in this tiny town called Villa O'Higgins, which is at the end of the Carretera Austral, and from here we have to go on a crazy off-road route to get through to Argentina. It's only passable, hopefully at least, at this time of year because the glaciers, the water recedes as it freezes into the winter, so the rivers are shallow enough that hopefully we can cross them. If we can't, we've got to drive some 400 kilometers to the other nearest border, so come hell or high water, excuse the pun, river crossings, we're gonna make it, or hopefully gonna make it across into Argentina. All right, here we go. essentially already past the point of no return. First mini river crossing. There's no help coming. Well, it took quite a lot of effort to get us out, so we actually stopped filming at the time when we did eventually launch out. But we've dropped our tyre pressures now, we're going to keep the ropes to hand. And it's good, we made it 200 metres from the border post, it's taken us over an hour and we've stuck already.
Maybe down there, man, look.
So we've only made it a few hundred metres and already that river looks relatively mad. Maybe there. Yeah, slow, and then when I say give it a bit more power, and then stop as soon as I say, I'll be in walkie-talkie contact with you, tell me what to do the whole time.
Okay, alright mate, let's do this, right?
Right, it's good.
Well, that was one of the coldest nights yet. It must have been at least -5. And that's all I've got to say about that, or anything this morning. It's too cold.
Yeah.
Over there, you can see
right there.
I think there might be a track around.
It looks like this track goes to there, maybe half a kilometre up without having to do the crossing here, and then into a little bit more. We've been saying that we're down the side of the river there, and these rivers should not cross into this little shallow. We don't know how we're going to get down once we get to this end of the track.
Is this tyre tracks or animal tracks?
They're animal tracks, but there's tyre tracks.
Yeah, you're good. All right, cut clear.
We just ran from the cars over there to try and spot if this was the track, and it totally is, which means that it's our salvation. It leads us out the river basin finally, and another 8 kilometers to the border.
Yeah, that was
I can't believe we actually did it. Well, we haven't yet. Look, there's the track.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely untying tundra out here, and the lights just going down. It's actually freezing on my windscreen every time I go through anything. And all the river crossings have blown my heater and my headlights and my tail lights, so I've only got the light bar up there right now. But look at that outside, it's just vast, snowy plains, the odd alpaca, and very little else. Morning. So after the border crossing yesterday, we had to drive another 200 kilometers of dirt road over some snowy plains and keep going until we dropped enough so, you know, there wasn't snow on the ground and there was some kind of town. Yet it was still absolutely freezing last night in this truck stop where we're staying. Look at the ropes on the front there, iced up, everything's got a layer of ice on it. It was absolutely Baltic up in the tent. So yeah, that's the old contrast of overland travel from here. From mountain valleys to truck stops, all in 24 hours.
Woohoo! It's early in the morning. This is Timmy, my folks, and we're going caribou hunting out the Denali Highway, so I hope you'll join us. It is a bright and early 5:30 a.m. I'm heading into town to pick up one of my good buddies, Max, and we're going caribou hunting, bro.
I am by no means a master hunter. I grew up in a family of hunters. My dad was a huge hunter. He had some super crazy adventures. All the stories of him climbing mountains, chasing sheep, and having to get animals that he shot out of canyons, people dying on horseback, and it just had some gnarly things happen over the years. But yeah, I didn't really hunt a ton growing up for whatever reason. I always gravitated toward extreme sports like the whitewater kayaking, the mountain biking, the climbing, all that stuff. I really wish I would have been into it a little bit more when I was younger. Denali Highway. It's pretty much, I want to say it's like a 120-mile dirt road. To Denali Highway are the horrible camping spots. All right, crossing the Big Sioux. All those epic camping spots you saw, epic views, we're not doing that here.
We just like plain Jane.
That's right, camping. Bottom of a ditch in a gravel parking lot with no... This is how you start a fire. True Boy Scout method.
Yep.
Hand to the bed. 2 separate beds. All I'm saying is 2 grown men can have their own separate beds in this space. That's it. Come to bed, baby. Look what Max brought us for breakfast. This is quite possibly like the best freeze-dried food meal ever made. All right, my dudes, let's get packed for some caribou hunting. So the way I see it is if you're gonna take advice from anyone about hunting, you might as well trust me because I've never done it before. So here's what we're gonna bring. Obviously, you need your gun. You're gonna need that hunting permit so you don't get busted. You're gonna need your bear protection, good knife to skin / butcher with, headlamp, saw to cut through the bones, a whole bunch of garbage bags if you're gonna put it inside of your pack so it doesn't get super bloody. Tarp, get some game bags, some binoculars, and then of course, the mode of transportation to get the meat out, which is the bikes and the trailer. Alrighty, we're packed up. And we're gonna hit the road here. Good news, we just spotted a cow right over the hill. Took one shot, like I'd guesstimate right around 250 yards and missed it, shot again, missed, and it ran, so. Oh, we're back. Anyway, we didn't get a caribou, mainly because the rifle is totally not sighted in. That's another story. The situation is looking grim. We saw one caribou in about a little over 18 miles of riding by bike and hiking yesterday. So we were gonna go to another valley today and just go hiking in to look for them, and we just talked to several people that came from there and said there's nothing back there either. Yeah, that's the story. This is caribou hunt round 2. Going solo this time. I'm gonna go sight this 7 mag in for real this time. Eight clicks to the right and 8 clicks down. Good news, folks. I think I did it right this time. And yeah, I think I'll be good to go now. I've been way better than before, so feeling all right about it. All right, here we go. Let's go hunting. Well, kids, it's nothing fancy, but we're home until I get a caribou this time. You know, it's crazy. I was just having a little brewski on the porch here. I'm gonna pass out pretty soon, wake up pretty early, and continue the solo hunt. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. This is Timmy coming live to you from the woods. And we're going caribou hunting this morning. First, I gotta finish boiling my water, have my you-know-what, drink my you-know-what, and get on my my horse. Should probably measure this out, but I never do. Oh, sloppy pour. No matter how careful you pour, this pot spills half my water. Ah. All right, we're loaded. Let's go. Pretty much nothing to winch off of anywhere. Look at this place. We've reached the Little Nelchina River. It's looking pretty deep. It's always difficult doing this stuff with one hand and trying to film. I'm gonna have to turn off the camera just so I can rally with 2 hands here. No, forget that. We're gonna drive with 1 hand and try to film. We just got to. You're here for the adventure too, so I'm not ditching you. All right, guys, really good news. Just spotted a caribou, so I'm gonna get this gun out right now, really quick. All right, I'm gonna get up here before I lose track of them. Over the top of this hill. Baby. Woo. First shot went down like a brick. I don't know, like I said, I didn't grow up as a hunter, so it's really intense when you take something's life as large like that. Whew. That's my first caribou, y'all. This is intense. I do like a lot of good meals and knowing where it came from, so I think that's the balance. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna get my backpack out, get everything set and ready to field dress it. This will be my first time field dressing the caribou, so see how it goes. All right, so it took me 3.5 hours to skin the animal, quarter it, get all the meat off, pack it up, pack the 4-wheeler up, and start driving. So it's not too bad for my first time. Well, we just made it back. Hey, check it. Cool. That's pretty cool. See? That's why you need a mailbox. What? Something else. Look at all this stuff. Look at all these friends. Well, let's get loaded before the flies really start up. All right, kiddos. I'm gonna change out of my slightly bloody pants and head south. I gotta get this meat cool and get it processed pretty quick here. I hope you guys enjoyed this adventure. It was pretty awesome. See you guys next time.
Wild nature. There's nothing else quite like it that can cure the madness of the human condition. It's the perspective it reveals to you, knowing how small you are, and how big your problems don't feel anymore compared to this. 2 years ago, I found myself safely tucked into a 9-to-5 with a house and a yard, and started sharing my life with my beautiful new bride. And all was not well. Settling down to accumulate more things we didn't need, with promises to see the world someday, seemed to be the norm in our culture. The problem we faced was we were both world travelers, and our eyes had been opened. From snorkeling in Bali, to hiking volcanoes in Nicaragua and Ecuador, to hunting waterfalls in Iceland, discovering temples and holy places in Thailand and Israel, to hanging out with small villages in Uganda. We decided to free ourselves. We decided to take life into our own hands and become borderless. 1 year ago, we handed over the keys to our house and moved into an old SWAT bus we painstakingly converted into a tiny house on wheels. It was one of the longest and most difficult projects we have ever done, but it allowed us to have the freedom we so desperately desired, the ability to be away from the cities and the traffic, to be out in the wild, healing our souls. This lifestyle has proven to be more challenging than we ever thought possible. In our attempts to chase good weather and find hard-to-reach places, we've experienced rain, hail, snow, we've had blown-out tires, we've gotten stuck and had to dig our way out, we've gotten kicked out of parking lots in the middle of the night, we've had more than one major breakdown, we've replaced everything under the hood of our tiny house more than once. We've upgraded vehicles and renovated that one. We've endured all the lows, and we have fought hard to stay on the road. We've lived this way for 365 days, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And moments like these make it all worth it. I want to document nature the way I see it in my head and feel it in my soul, capturing little glimpses of magic forever lost in time, but I replay them over and over in my mind's eye. Cameras help me capture and interpret the natural order of things and share them with others. I never want to take this for granted. I know this is not our forever lifestyle, and I know that we're lucky for having it for at least a year. We never set out to build anything grand, only to live creatively, to freely roam, and inspire others to do likewise. I'm not sure where the road will take us next. We haven't been everywhere, but it's on our list.
My name is Baptiste. I make gin. I was born and raised in France, moved to Canada 16 years ago. I couldn't see myself living in a house, having a regular job.
And you built this yourself? Total DIY?
Yeah, completely DIY. I traveled to 61 countries, 5 continents, and 36 states, and counting.
DIY is part of your whole aesthetic, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I love it, and that's how I get creative. So when I go into a place and I want to get inspired to create a gin, I use local nature, local vegetation, aromatics, botanicals. I used to work in restaurant for quite a while. I fell in love with the whole world around spirits, and I fermented everything I could find.
Is it on your dashboard because that's how you dry it out?
Yeah.
It probably smells awesome.
Oh, it does, because it's right under the vent. I wanted to make something I could get passionate about, like get creative with.
So this is the ripe one.
You can smell it.
Right?
Yeah, it's way different.
Right? It is way different.
Yeah.
That one smells a little bit like lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
Where'd you find this?
So this one, I found them on my way down from Grand Canyon.
So this is the first time you found this plant in particular,
Yeah.
right?
Squeeze it between your fingers.
These are apothecary hints.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard that these sages and sativas and stuff, they have like analgesic properties.
Yeah.
So it's like, in a way, you're making these tinctures and these gins, and it's kind of like ancient medicine that you're brewing up into these magic bottles.
So this guy 150 years ago would be the doctor.
I would actually, yeah, I would. So let's try some gin.
Yeah. Doctor, help me.
I like spirit that tell a story. And I wanted mine to tell how I feel when I'm through the boreal forest.
The boreal forest?
That's what we have up in Canada. Like a wet soil and wet moss. I wanted to get that smell out of the gin, so I foraged two kind of juniper berries in Newfoundland. The Canensis is fruity, so it tastes like red fruits, and I have the horizontalis. The horizontalis tastes like dirt.
But like dirt?
Well, just smell it. You'll see. It smells like earth. And then you can drink it.
That smells good, actually.
Does it?
It's really good. I like that.
I foraged the juniper berries on the shore of Newfoundland. And so the wind put the salt from the ocean on the berries, and it went through the distillation.
Yeah, I'm like in Canada right now.
Right?
In the forest.
I'm immersed.
Licking a salty juniper berry.
Right? I work in a specific way because I always thought that gin were the closest thing you could get from perfume. So I always built my gin like I would build a perfume. And so I got a training as a perfume maker in south of France, in Grasse, which is the world capital of perfume. And I did it at Gallimard, which is one of the oldest perfumery in the world, from 1747. You have different layers when you build a perfume. And so I use the same system to build my gins.
Baptiste just texted me he's at the place right now.
Nick's house?
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Let's go.
Coming up the hill right now.
Hey, thank you for coming all the way out.
You got your cat. Nick, thanks so much for letting us on your property and doing this thing. It's awesome.
Hey, man. Appreciate it. Wow, this is amazing. I can't believe how beautiful it is. This is the spot.
I mean, no one lives there. That guy got killed recently.
Wait.
He wouldn't cooperate with the police, so they shot him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Peppercorn. Right there. Love it. Jesus. Love that smell.
Yeah, it's good.
I love pepper so much.
Excited to get the fire going.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Really.
I was like, oh man, I want to get this happening.
Two separate fires. One for the distillation and one for the cooking.
I just want to be able to be safe because this is all dry brush.
Totally.
This stuff, man,
Yeah.
once this goes, it's like...
Yeah, I agree. We can make a sort of barrier with the rigs against the wind and do it like over there.
Over there, then what we could do is we could actually dig in some fire break as well. So that might be better.
Okay, let's be safe.
Oh! Jerry, you got me.
All right, so we got the fire. What's next?
We can distill some gin, grill some food, and have a good time. Someone challenged me to make a gin to pair with a dish.
So who made the challenge? This guy.
So today we are going to have a chicken with thyme and lemon. And I'm going to make a gin out of thyme and lemon to pair with the chicken.
Tell me what's going on here.
It's a maceration of ethanol with juniper berries.
Smell that, yeah.
It already smells like gin, actually.
Oh yeah, it smells delicious. It's like a gin and like orange juice or something. A little citrus thing.
Totally. I never realized how juniper
So
is
it's
so critical.
ethanol with juniper berries.
Wow.
So it already smells like gin, right? Yeah. You know, we were talking about bathtub gin. This is a bathtub gin.
Oh, that's great. I can totally see why all those English guys were getting wasted.
And so that's the base for the gin. So usually when you make gin, you just use the berries, not the branch. I like to put the whole branch when I distill in wild because you get the flavors from the sap. And then the peels of the lemon. We are going to heat that pot still, and so the vapors full of the essential oils of the lemon, thyme, and the juniper berries are going to go through here. And here we're going to have, this is what we call the condenser. So I'm going to put fresh water, cold water in it. And so this is going to turn the vapors into liquid, and then we're going to be able to collect the gin.
So this right here, this drains out the hot water and allows you to put cool water in.
Yep.
That feel? Correct. And then this right here is just in case of an overflow. It keeps it out of the fire.
You got it. It's running, it's
Oh,
running,
it's
it's running,
going.
it's running.
Yeah.
Woo!
Nice.
Here.
Taste it. It's gin.
Ooh, that is booze.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you for sharing, something we had no idea about.
Let's pair this with some chicken.
Right after California, I'm driving to Mexico to make a gin in Mexico, then Guatemala to make a gin in Guatemala, then driving back up to Canada. The Expedition Gin is going to be a collection of 25 different gins from 25 different countries around the world. I feel happier now that I haven't been before, because I'm more in touch with what really matters in life, and it might sound cheesy, but it's real. It's there. Living on a road and overlanding is a way of living for me.
That is delicious.